Hey guys, welcome to Writing Music and Film Society. My name is Daniel King, and I am really excited that you can join us here today for our next wonderful episode of Writing Music and Film Society and the next show. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our website and also our YouTube channel. We are excited to have you and to interview you here at the Writing Music Film Society. We are located here in Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina, in the Chamber of Commerce building. So you can find us there on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. Alright, so we have an awesome guest here, and she's into physical fitness, and she will let you guys know right now. So I'll let her introduce herself right now, and here we are. Go right ahead.
Here we are. So my name is Michelle Moore of Michelle Moore Fitness, Nutrition, and Wellness, LLC. I just got my LLC, so that's exciting for me.
That is exciting.
And I have a very long business name, but I do a lot.
Where are you from, actually, Michelle?
That is a trick question, honestly. So my dad was in the Army, and so I was born in Heidelberg, Germany. And then from there, when I was 2 years old, we moved to North Carolina. And my dad's a Western New Yorker, southeast of Buffalo. So we're all Buffalo Bills fans. Go Bills. And so when I was about 5 years old, we moved to Western New York, very tiny little town outside of, like I said, about an hour and a half southeast of Buffalo, 30 minutes from Bradford, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And if you're familiar with St. Bonaventure University, about 30 minutes from there. Otherwise, you would have never heard of it unless you ski. Yes. So I grew up there, and then when I was in college, I was looking at different places to move, and I ended up back in North Carolina. So I've been back and forth, and so now I've lived in North Carolina longer than I've lived in New York for quite a while now. So
why did you choose North Carolina out of?
So I had memories of North Carolina because I was at a young age, but I still remembered a lot about North Carolina, and I wanted to move somewhere warmer, nicer. At that point, when I first moved to North Carolina, I was teaching, so I was looking for teaching jobs, and I was offered a position at my old school. And then a position in North Carolina. The position in North Carolina was a permanent position, where the other one was an interim position. So I decided to take that leap of faith, leave all my family and friends, and move to North Carolina.
Wow. So you don't really have much family in North Carolina?
I do not. I do now. I have a cousin that moved to North Carolina. Well, she's actually in South Carolina. She's in Rock Hill, so right there on the border.
So what inspired you to become a personal trainer?
So as I said, I've traveled back and forth between New York and North Carolina. When my daughter was born, I was a single mom.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm going to move back to New York. We have unions. Schools are great in New York.
Yeah.
She's going to have a great education. It'll be great for me as a teacher. And then I could be with her in a setting. So I was in a preschool setting, kind of like our NC pre-K. It was universal preschool. And so I was able to be in the daycare setting and go up and visit her. So I could be almost like a stay-at-home mom. I wasn't, but I could go see her whenever I wanted to. And I could make sure she was well taken care of, because I wanted her to always be my priority. Yes. And it was great to an extent. However, Western New York is a tough place to live. There's a lot of snow. There's a lot of cold. Wow. And so I was there for 2 years, and I hated it. I gained a lot of weight. So I got up. I'm only 5'4". I weighed 253 pounds.
Wow.
And when my daughter was 2, she could carry on a conversation like this. She's very intelligent. She's still very intelligent. And so I decided I needed to go back into the public school system. And it ended me up in a situation where I was juggling back and forth. I could get a job in New York, starting back at base salary, or I could take a job in North Carolina.
Okay.
So I opted to move back to North Carolina, which I'm glad I did. And I found out I had type 2 diabetes. So I was very overweight and unhealthy, and I knew I needed to make a change.
That's true.
And from the time I was younger, like, when you're young, when you're a teenager, you have all this not really social media back then, because I'm super young, but, but like realistically, we didn't have like the computers and the phones and all the social media then, but we still had TV and commercials and showing, this is what the perfect person's supposed to look like. So, as teenagers, you always feel like you're overweight. I look back now at my pictures, I was like, I really wasn't that bad, but so, and then the diet sodas and the fat-free stuff, all that stuff was introduced, and Slim Fast, and you just don't know what to do. You're trying to be healthy, you want to lose weight, and so probably from middle school on, I didn't know what to do, and I was trying to learn. I was trying to get healthy, so I tried multiple things, and I was eating a diet where I had no carbs at all.
Right.
So it was like all vegetables and meat. It helped me lose weight. And I joined a gym. I was working out at a gym, and I was able to lose 75 pounds.
Right.
And my cholesterol was still very high, eating a lot of meat at that time. But I went through a whole process where I was learning how to lose weight, take care of myself, work out in a gym. And I wanted to help other people so they didn't spend years trying to learn all this stuff and take my knowledge and be able to help other people on their health and fitness journey. So that's why I decided to get my personal training and nutrition coaching certification so that I could help other people.
So if you had to recommend a diet for me, what would you, especially you mentioned diabetes. Thinking about a person with diabetes. What diet would you recommend to them?
So I had the benefit of spending a week in Sedona, Arizona. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And I met this amazing dietitian, and she spent a week talking to us about nutrition, which some of you might think that's the most boring thing in the world, but to me,
it's important.
But to me, as with my field, it was so exciting, and I just loved every day learning about it. And the diet she recommended for the typical American is a plant forward, so heavy on the green plants, Mediterranean diet.
McDonald's Mediterranean.
Not McDonald's. Mediterranean diet. But I myself, I won't say vegan necessarily because I do have a leather coat that I got from a thrift store for $10 in my closet. Yes. So technically, if you're vegan, you don't do any animal products, including with clothing and whatnot. So I'm on a plant-based diet. Okay. But that's not for everybody. That's for me. It's a lifestyle that I chose. But as a nutrition coach, we work with what people have. And my philosophy is whatever my client needs to do to be successful, to have a sustainable lifestyle change, that's what I'm going to recommend. So like you mentioned, McDonald's. Yeah. So if that's something that you love, I would set you up for failure if I said, well, you can never have McDonald's ever again. Yes. So I look at what that person, what their typical diet is, and I kind of streamline it to give them healthier options, but they still have those options where if they want to go have ice cream or if they want some McDonald's fries, it's a matter of balance. Right. So that way, you can do this forever. It's got to be a lifestyle change. Yes, for sure. And if you tell that person you can never have French fries again or you can never have bread again, what are you going to want?
That's true.
The French fries and the bread.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. So you would tailor a diet for me in particular. Okay. No, I'm not a McDonald's fan, but my kids, however, they love McDonald's. And you have to have everything in balance.
Absolutely.
And that makes a lot of sense because I know in life there has to be balance.
Absolutely.
As you go down the wrong trend, and you could do it really fast. You could do it really fast. Okay, so the second question I have to you: what inspired you to start a business in fitness, and why?
So I taught for 27 years, and I learned a lot being a teacher. But my passion is for fitness. It's something I've been wanting to do since I got my personal training certification. Yes. I've been wanting to do it full time. And it was hard for me to take that leap of faith and leave a position where I had my retirement plan and I had that salary and I had everything in place. But like I said, I have my daughter. She's 22 now, and I've always told her, do what makes you happy. And I know my last 2 years of teaching, it was a struggle. Like I said, I had lost 75 pounds. I got down to I had lost 80 pounds, and I was so excited. And then 2 school years ago, I had gained 20 pounds in just a few months' time due to stress and the pressures put on me. And I was like, I can't do this. So I knew I had to make a healthy choice for myself. And so I taught for another year because that job security and people get in your head and what about your retirement, and so fear can block your blessings sometimes. That's true. So I finally took that leap of faith, and I'm trusting in God, and I just wanted my daughter to see me not be stuck in a box and feel like I have to do what society says. I have to do what's safe, and let her know that I can do this. It's not going to be easy, and I'm going to struggle, and but there's strength in the struggle. That's true. So I feel like this way she will be better prepared and know that it's okay. I don't have to do this job just because it's what's safe. I don't have to do this job because this is what society says I need to do. And she can go after her dreams and passions as well. And so she's my why. So I want her to be able to look at me and say, to be proud of me. Yes, and mommy did it. Yes. So I could do it too. Exactly. And being an example for your kids, it's one of the most important things because I know we have to, especially as an entrepreneur, there is a struggle. There is a battle. And the battle, most of the times, Joyce Myers wrote a book, The Battle of the Mind. A lot of people are struggling for mental security and also for mental sanity.
And mental health is a very important topic. And some people overlook it, and some people can get depressed, especially when you're entrepreneur. Depression is right around the corner.
Right.
There's days when you're up and days when you're down.
Absolutely.
But winners never quit.
That's exactly right.
And quitters never win. So what we have to do is motivate ourselves to keep at it. Remember, the battle is spiritual, right? And I always include God in my entrepreneurial journeys, and I put him first, And I know it's not about me, but I just want to say, if you have God, that's your foundation. That's the person that you hold on to.
I agree.
That's your source of strength.
I agree.
Keep going.
Right. And I've had to tell myself,
yes,
when I doubt myself and I doubt my abilities and I doubt my, can I do this? Then I'm like, you know what? When I doubt myself, I'm doubting God, because God made me in his image.
Yes.
So I'm like,
yes,
get it together, girl. You can do this. You can do all things through Christ.
That's true. And a lot of people have the struggle. A lot of people going through the struggle. But it's a nice struggle when you receive the success. And you have to put in the work. It's just like a plane. All right? Most of the work is on the runway. It's going down on the runway, and it's going, and they're putting a lot of velocity, a lot of pressure in the beginning. But when it starts to soar, that's the easy part. So you will have to put in the struggle right now.
Of course.
But in the end, there's going to be success.
That's absolutely
if you
right.
don't quit.
That's right. That's
right?
exactly right.
So it brings us to the next question. Which is more important to you? Physical fitness or nutrition?
There are a couple sayings. You cannot outwork a poor diet,
yes,
which is true. You can work out, you can be in the gym hours upon hour, but if you aren't feeding your body the proper nutrients,
yes,
you're not going to have that success that you need.
That is true.
There's also studies that say it's 80% nutrition, 20% fitness.
Yes.
So it's a combination of both. You have to have that balance between nutrition and fitness. And you can't just choose one or the other.
True.
You can't just starve yourself, because ultimately, like that diet that I was on, it was not sustainable. It helped me to get to a point where I had lost weight. But all I was eating was literally green vegetables and meat. so after a while, it'll work temporarily, but it has to be a lifestyle change.
It's true.
And you have to enjoy what you're doing. So with fitness, it's got to be things that you love doing, like your pickleball.
Yes.
It's got to be something that you love, that you're going to want to keep doing. You don't want it to feel like torture. You want to be like, hey, I'm excited I can do this. And the same thing with your nutrition. It's got to be something that you feel like, I can do this. I can do this for the rest of my life. This is not that bad.
That's true.
It's not a diet per se. So, and that's why the dietitian I had mentioned that I met in Sedona, she said she doesn't even necessarily tell people she's a dietitian, because it's got the word diet in there.
Yes.
And it's got to be a lifestyle change.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Everything,
Absolutely.
Let's say weight has no preference. It comes on very quickly. And it takes very long to leave.
That's so true. That's so true. The struggle is real.
Yeah, exactly. I remember just a few years, around my stomach, I gained so much weight. And I was like, man. And I would eat the same foods and expect a different result.
Right.
I'll be working out, doing sit-ups and stuff like that. And I realized the stomach is not going down. Something is wrong. So that was a problem to me. Then I realized that I had to change my diet.
Right.
So I started doing intermediate fasting. I fast until 12 o'clock. And that's been working out really fine for me, and watching what I eat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not that I don't eat McDonald's. I do, but moderately.
Exactly.
And everything in moderation
Absolutely.
is very important.
Right. It is.
So, do you have a favorite workout routine on your playlist?
I do, and anybody that knows me knows this. Leg day is my favorite day. My strength is in my legs. I played soccer. I loved playing soccer.
Wow, that's
and
good.
so my legs, part of this is physics, because I have short legs. And so I can lift a lot of weights with my legs.
Okay.
And when you're a strong individual, you don't like to feel weak. So my upper body's not as strong, so I don't really prefer to do upper body strength, but it's still a necessity. It's something I do. But my favorite workout would be a leg day workout. My favorite exercise would be squats. Any version of squats.
Okay. How often do you work out?
I personally try to work out 7 days a week, because I'm a little bit OCD, and I just like to keep that routine and that structure in my life.
Right.
That's not for everybody. Some people might work out 4 or 5 days a week and then take a 2 or 3 day break from working out. But I just like to stay active every day. It brings me peace. Just even walking.
Yes.
Like I'll put on my music and just walk and walk and walk, and it's just peaceful to me.
That's good. Do you do any running on a
I'm
treadmill or
not
running?
a big fan of running
Yeah.
because it makes me feel weak because
Oh.
I have not really mastered the breathing. I wished I loved running, but I've
Yeah.
not been able to master that breathing.
Yes.
And I feel weak when I'm running. So I want to learn how to love running, but it's been a struggle for me. But I can walk for 10 miles, but to run for 10 minutes is a
Yes,
struggle
that's
for
a
me.
problem.
It's
Yes.
a whole different thing. So
Yeah.
so if I had to run every day for
Yeah.
working out, I don't know how
You quit.
successful I would be. I don't know. I would try to think I wouldn't quit, but I would.
Yes, yes.
It would be a struggle.
Okay. What do you have to offer that sets you aside from other gyms around you?
So I feel like I have my experience. I found on Netflix, which I very rarely watch TV.
Okay.
But when I do, it's usually I'm kind of a fitness and nutrition nerd, so I'll watch the documentaries. Like I've seen Forks Over Knives probably like 10 times, and so I watch documentaries on food and nutrition. And there was one documentary. It was personal trainers. They'd been fit their whole lives, always been in great shape,
Right.
and they gained weight. The show was called Fit to Fat to Fit. So they gained all this weight so that they could relate to their clients. And
Yes.
that's something that I've been there. I've
Yes.
done that. I weighed 253 pounds. I found out I had type 2 diabetes. I've had those struggles.
Right.
So I have my experiences to share with other people
That's
and
true.
that compassion and that empathy so that they don't have to feel judged. They don't have to go to somebody that's in perfect shape and they're going to feel like, well, I'm not good enough, because that's like might make somebody hesitate to seek a nutrition coach or a personal trainer because they'll feel judged.
Right.
And so I feel like my clients all feel comfortable with me. They feel safe with me.
That's good. What's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
I would say, like, the one thing, well, my daughter says I talk about it all the time, which I already brought up, that I'm vegan.
Okay.
A lot of people, they're like, well, how can you be into fitness and nutrition and be vegan and not eat meat? The first question, where do you get your protein? That's what they always ask
That's
people
true.
that are
Yeah,
vegan.
that's true.
And then you think of, like, gorillas, elephants.
Exactly.
All these animals that are strong animals.
They eating
and-
grass most of the time.
Right, they eat plants all the time. So there is protein in a lot of our plants. So,
Exactly.
and there's a lot of documentaries about that too.
That's
And being
true.
on a plant-based
That's
diet.
true.
So, and it's just something, like I said, it's a lifestyle that I chose.
Yes.
So, and for personal reasons, but at the same time, I know that's not necessarily the path of my clients.
Right.
So if they want information about it, I'm more than happy to share. As my daughter will say, she's like, you never stop talking about it. But I will share that. But I just feel like whatever path that person has to take, like I said, if like with the McDonald's reference, if I'm like, well, you can't ever eat McDonald's, it's horrible for you, it's terrible.
That's
Well,
true.
first of all, you're going to feel judged,
Right.
And then second of all, you're going to be like, well, if I can't have it, then this, that's all you're going to want.
That's true.
But yeah, some people are surprised that I'm into fitness and also on a plant-based diet.
So a lot of times we don't really need to eat as much. You know,
Absolutely.
we really don't need to eat as much. And I know our cravings, we get really hungry,
Right.
sometimes, and we crave, a pack of fries.
Exactly, and it's hard too because in our society, when you're driving down the road, there's food places all over the place.
Yeah, right.
And,
It's true.
And so you can just stop anywhere. Like historically, like way back years ago,
Yeah.
you had to fast.
Exactly.
You didn't always have food right there for you.
That's true.
So your body did have those breaks, and now
Yes.
it's like a lot of times, like people aren't giving themselves breaks to, your body needs that time to recover.
Cover,
And
exactly.
So fasting, whether some people fast for religious reasons
Yes.
or intermittent fasting,
Yes.
it could be like just a 12 to 14-hour fast. You could do a 24-hour fast. I've had friends that have done a 7-day fast.
Yeah.
More power to them. I don't know that I could
Yes,
do it,
yes.
but yeah, your body needs to recuperate, and we always have that food available. And the thing is, if you go shopping, if you go driving down the road and you're hungry, you're not always going to make those smart choices. So one of the things I do, I have like a little snack bag in my car, and I
Yeah.
have like the 100-calorie almonds or whatever. I have
Right.
little healthy snacks that
Right.
are non-perishable that I keep in my car to help avoid those
Yes,
detours.
those cravings. Yes, that's true. What piece of advice would you give to someone just starting out as a personal trainer?
I would say don't quit because it's going to be difficult in the beginning. Whether you're working for a gym or you're
Yes.
trying to start your own business like myself, you're not always going to have those clients there.
Yes.
And if it's something that you're passionate about, and it's something you want to do, stick to it and do it for the right reasons also. Because
That's
if
true.
you're there to serve and help others,
Yeah.
then you will be successful.
It's true. Jim Rohn said it. I don't know if you know Jim Rohn. He says, service to many leads to greatness.
Absolutely, I agree.
Service to many leads to greatness. And the thing about it is that you may be putting in all that work right now. It's going to pay dividend at the end.
Absolutely.
All right? It adds up.
Absolutely.
It does add up. So keep on going. I want to encourage you. And definitely, your breakthrough is going to come.
It will.
All right? So what? Last question I have for you. What are you looking forward to in the future, personally and professionally?
So it kind of ties in together because
Yes.
this is my passion. I want to be able to speak to all the crowds. I want to be able to be out there and be a motivational speaker to tell my story.
Yes.
I have a devotional in my head that I'm going to put on paper.
That's right.
About faith, food, and fitness.
Yes.
So it's going to have like the Bible scriptures and a
very
devotional
nice.
and like a nutrition and a fitness tip in there.
Yes.
So somebody will have that. But I want to inspire other people and support other people and
Yes.
just tell them the journey I've been on, because I feel like in my struggles, I've found strength, and I can help other people find strength so that they know they're not alone, and that
Yeah.
we all have our struggles and that we can make it through.
That is so true. That's true. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. So, how could people find you on social media?
That very long name I gave you, Michelle Moore, Fitness, Nutrition, and Wellness. So that is on my Instagram. It's also on my Facebook and my
Right.
website. So just remember Michelle Moore, Fitness, Nutrition, and Wellness. And I'm on Google
Right.
as well. So
Good, good, good. So, guys, we're going to put links down to Michelle's social media platforms and also to her website where you can go and reach her, pick up her material, join her fitness classes, get a detailed description of a diet that you can get healthy, get nutrition, and eat the right things for your body type, right?
absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. So we want to thank you, Michelle, for being here.
Thank
We're
you.
excited to see what's going to happen in the future for you and your business. But then I have one more question to ask you.
Okay.
All right? And I know we didn't script this or anything, but I think that is going to be interesting
Okay.
to hear your answer. What do you call Elon Musk when he's been in the gym all day long?
I know sometimes some of the gyms I've been in smell a little bit musky.
Yes.
Did I get it? Was that right?
That was close. That was close. So, muscular.
Muscular. I should have done that one. I went to the negative on that. I
That's all
apologize.
right.
I joke at the gym. I'm like, we need, like how Hollister has where they put the fragrance coming
Right.
through. I was like, we need that in the gym sometimes.
We do sometimes because everybody's working out and it could get
Exactly.
musky. It could get stinky a little bit.
This is
Yes.
true.
So this is just a little
So
joke.
it's musky and muscular.
Musky and muscular. Yes. So I want to thank you for joining us here on the Writing Music and Film Society. We are all excited to have you and to interview you here at the Writing Music Film Society. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel as we pump out a video every week. And this week, you're going to see our awesome guest, Michelle Moore, here. So we want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Writing Music Film Society. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.